Hello, everyone, and welcome to the weekly wrap only on KENS 5 Plus. I'm your host, Audrey Castoreno. We want to get to the biggest stories of the week, and of course, that includes the tragedy in the Hill Country. In the wake of the flooding, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has named 9 state senators to a special joint committee on disaster preparedness and flooding. One of those 9 senators is Jose Menendez of San Antonio. The group will hold its first public hearing in Austin July 23rd. The committee will then travel to Kerrville July 31st to hear from victims. House Speaker Dustin Burrows has yet to name the 9 representatives who will join them. The National Weather Service says as of early this week, there have been more than 3,000 flash flood warnings issued nationwide just this year. And that's the highest number recorded through this point in the year since tracking began in 1986. Roughly 170 of those warnings were issued Sunday and Monday. Officials at the National Weather Service says there has been a significant rise in flash flood emergencies classified as life-threatening compared to 2024. And one of those warnings was for Real County. The Nueces River surged more than 12 feet this week, prompting water rescues Tuesday morning. The only team available to respond because of the water already covering roads was the Nueces Canyon Volunteer Fire Department. Firefighters had to rescue a man whose truck was swept away. They say the real danger is what's underneath the water.
Got debris that's floating down. You can see the debris floating. It could hit you in the head, knock you out. You got whirlpools all the way around the blanks. There's whirlpools all the way down. It'll suck you under. Snakes, just trees. I mean, it's just everything.
The department works solely on donations, so if you'd like to help the group, we have links at kens5.com. Meanwhile, along the Frio, first responders had to get supplies to folks by air who had been trapped by the rising river for 2 days. With the help of a Black Hawk, Primo Processing in Hondo delivered brisket plates to those stranded in the Concan area. Later that day, though, the Frio's waters did subside well below flood stages, allowing some folks to leave on their own. However, there were some high water areas still on some low water crossings.
601, I have that DPS bird. He is picking people out of the river.
We've now received new audio hearing first responders scrambling to get organized during the July 4th floods. It's now giving us a glimpse into what was going on during those crucial first minutes as the river rose. And here's a sample of the hours of audio KENS 5 has been digging through since Monday.
RV floating down the river with people in it right now.
Getting multiple reports over at the Roland address. People are being swept away.
We're running down the river following people in the water.
Radio operator John Trollinger started recording these just before 3:30 in the morning when calls began. He was also getting messages at the same time from Weather Service about the floods. About an hour later, a firefighter asked the county for a code red, but they don't have a supervisor standing by to approve it. With water rescue teams moving into the county, they say no one higher up told dispatch where to put them.
We have a staging point for the water rescue team.
10-4, we have not been notified by anyone yet, so if you have further information, let us know.
Dispatch from Utility 5-1. Can you advise who's running command?
Sir, we don't have the incident command right now.
Despite command in question, the dispatcher was able to give further direction to crews. Over the next few hours, KENS 5 heard responders regroup, set up their own staging areas, and work to pull people out of the water. We'll continue to look into why there was not more coordinating from county officials. And search teams say visibility in the water is near zero, and that makes every dive dangerous and difficult. Some divers say they've had to rely on feeling things out with their hands, but new technology is helping them see and at a much quicker pace. KENS 5's Mike Jimenez has more.
It will scan the area of a football field in a minute and pinpoint the location of a victim.
Carolyn Lunkarik, founder and CEO of Aqua Eye, says she created the device to help lifeguards and camps locate drowning victims.
And as soon as we started trying to, sell it and talk to people, I realized that the need was much greater than I had ever believed.
A handheld sonar device works similar to a radar gun that you put underwater, pull the trigger, and scan.
It sends out sound pulses just like any sonar device does. And when the echoes return, it analyzes them and uses AI to try to figure out, okay, which objects have a high likelihood of being a human being.
Lunkarek says it's not a magic wand and it's not 100% perfect.
It can drastically reduce search sizes. So teams often report back side-by-side comparisons, 80-90% reduction in search times.
The device is now used by firefighters, police, navies, and search and rescue teams. Lunkarek says with the simplicity of the device, you can start a search in seconds versus the time it takes getting a boat, crew, and equipment in water.
All while that's happening, this thing can be in the water immediately and pinpointing locations that you want to check out.
Search volunteer Courtney Adair says visibility in the river is about as bad as it gets.
You have about 6-inch visibility, which makes searching almost impossible.
The search team Adair is on has just gotten the approval for the use of an Aqua Eye device. He says with next to no visibility, you can't rely on your own eyes to search.
Aqua Eye kind of breaks down that barrier, right? It extends that search area, that radius, to help us better detect soft tissue and things that we're looking to recover and investigate.
Mike Jimenez, KENS 5.
Lunkarek says there are currently 4 teams using the device. If you'd like to learn more, visit aquaeye.com. Stick with us. A weekly wrap is back after this.
Go ahead. Take a look at the faces of San Antonio Zone. When you look into their eyes, you see passion, you see hard work, you see familia. Generations of people who embody a rich culture of respect, honor, and originality. We're all in San Antonio, but more importantly, San Antonio is in us. It's what makes us special. It's why we're proud to be San Antonio's own.
A broken vehicle fixed after 5 months of no help.
KENS 5 made it 100% better.
A busted windshield fixed after getting the runaround from a contractor.
And you guys did it. Y'all were amazing.
A much-needed tax refund this man couldn't access. Yep, fixed.
KENS 5 actually helped me out quite a lot, actually.
Have a consumer problem you can't solve? Call KENS. Weekdays at 6 on KENS 5.
Got a problem? Call KENS. They will solve the problem.
My name is Sue Kalberg, and I am a journalist for KENS 5 for 22 years. I think it's been an awesome privilege to be able to work in the town that I grew up in. My uncle, Rex Stanley, was the very, 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 very first guy hired at KENS 5. From the beginning, I said, you can get paid for that? Let me in. It fills my heart to be a part of the KENS family, because the KENS family is the San Antonio family.
I am San Antonio's own Sue Kalberg.
We want to get you breaking news right now.
Here, let me show you the police activity. New insight into a deadly police shooting.
We just got an update from fire officials. We'll continue to keep you updated.
Stream extended coverage, live or on demand, right here on KENS 5+.
Welcome back. There is so much help on the ground in the Kerrville area. Now there's help for small businesses trying to recover. Representatives from the nonprofit Lift Fund are set up at a Happy State Bank in Kerrville, offering face-to-face assistance for small business owners. Lift Fund recently announced more than $1.6 million in emergency funding, including a more than $500,000 grant for the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country. Lift Fund is working to help business owners understand their options and apply for grants or loans. Walk-ins are welcome Monday through Thursday from 9:30 to 3:30. There's more information online at liftfund.com/hillcountryrelief. And FEMA is issuing a new alert as cleanup continues. The agency says scammers may be trying to cash in and target survivors of the floods. Investigators say some fraudsters are using stolen names, addresses, and social security numbers to apply for FEMA assistance. Some things to watch out for: anyone promising disaster grants in exchange for money, or people posing as housing inspectors and asking for bank details. If you see anything suspicious, FEMA urges you to report it right away. The number to call is 800-621-3362. And more than 100 crosses with green bows are now lining the Guadalupe River. Now, they honor the flood victims in Kirk County. The number of crosses is changing day by day as the death toll continues to rise. Reporter Amanda Henderson is in the Hill Country with the story.
In the heart of Ingram, Texas, you'll find the banks of the Guadalupe River. Wildlife making their way through piles of branches, while the race to recover victims continues.
What troubles have you guys had with the water today?
Well, we were working last day, but yesterday and today, we have to stop for the raining. The raining is causing the rivers comes up.
Manolo Acevedo is with Protección Civil from Nuevo León, Mexico. They are armed with ATVs, divers, boats, maps, and search dogs, only taking breaks when officials tell them it's too dangerous to search. The team is one of several we saw today, walking the river, searching for evidence of those swept away in the floods.
Talking with some of them is difficult. What they show us in videos and what we find in the river too.
About 4 miles downriver from Acevedo's team in Kerrville, today we found Roberto Marquez.
So how many of these have you made so far?
But I believe we need to make another 18.
The artist is hand-making these crosses to honor those lost across Texas.
You can see that lumber has been broken. The river, pushed, must have been a wall, fence.
The crosses line Guadalupe Park, a wall for people to leave messages also nearby.
I can't help but notice this one. It says blessings and prayers from Uvalde, Texas.
See what I mean? There's a lot of people from Uvalde.
He reads the notes out loud to us.
United in love for the Texas Hill Country.
Marquez hopes this will bring a sense of peace for those who visit.
This becomes a sacred place for everyone to come and unite so we can all get together and comfort each other. I think that's what we are up to do, and especially at this moment.
Stick with us. Weekly Wrap is back after this.
Go ahead. Take a look at the faces of San Antonio Zone. When you look into their eyes, you see passion, you see hard work, you see familia. Generations of people who embody a rich culture of respect, honor, and originality. We're all in San Antonio, but more importantly, San Antonio is in us. It's what makes us special. It's why we're proud to be San Antonio's own.
Talked to this police officer, and she told me to call Ken 5.
Every week, Ken's 5 is looking out for San Antonio's own.
The next day after you left, they sent a professional AC guy, and my AC is working now.
If you've been wronged by someone,
it was shocking. Clearly something went wrong.
Or a business,
I couldn't believe it was happening.
Just call Ken's. Weekdays at 6, only on Ken's 5.
I got my vehicle back. I'm rolling again, so call Ken 5 to help you if you need help too.
Born and raised on the northwest side of San Antonio, Texas. Generations of my family have been from this part of Texas. I have Fiesta roots. I have Spurs roots. I have Texas Fighter roots. Played basketball at Clark. Basketball was a huge part of my life for 16 years. My comfort dish, a plate of chilaquiles with salsa verde. Well, I grew up watching Ken's 5. I am who I am because of this beautiful city. I hope that they can find a sense of pride knowing that their creation is helping deliver them the most important news of the day. I'm Alicia Nieves, and I'm proud to be from this beautiful city.
If you want a meal that will make you say,
so good!
That is fantastic.
Catch Neighborhood Eats, where we find the best local restaurants. Streaming now on Kent's 5 Plus.
Welcome back. There were more than 1,500 rescues in Kirk County after the river rose. And we're hearing about another story of survival out of Ingram. Kent's 5's Mike Jimenez is back with us, sharing how a man and his pregnant girlfriend were rescued from the water.
William Yonke says he and his girlfriend Alexis Vargas woke up after the electricity shut off in the early morning hours on the 4th of July. Then Alexis said she smelled water.
Thought, what a weird thing, She's 6 months pregnant, so I thought maybe her senses were heightened at that time.
Yonke says he and Alexis jumped out of bed and felt water on their feet. They ran into the living room and he met his roommate, Jackie. Yonke says they opened the front door and saw the raging river had already washed away their truck. Yonke says he then heard a terrifying sound.
The mobile home that was in front of us, the one we were looking out the front door, I could hear it cracking, the foundation, and I could see it moving, and like my stomach sank. That was two times in this entire story. That was the scariest I've ever been, because it was a reality that I didn't know what to do.
Yonke says his roommate had one life jacket and gave it to Alexis. He ended up kicking the back door open.
I looked at my girlfriend, and at that time, all the furniture had floated up into the hallway, and it was just me and her and the door. And my roommate, I could hear her screaming, just pray.
Soon Yankee and Alexis were floating down the river.
I just told her, I could see her just enough to where I told her, you know, I love you, and I grabbed a tree.
Yankee says they ended up finding a tree and held on for about an hour and a half and had lost Jackie, who had her dog Jack with her. Eventually, Yankee says they ended up losing grip of the tree and managed to float to another one.
And I told her, I said, if we let go of this one, we're most certainly gonna die.
They stayed there for another 30 minutes when the sun came up, and Yankee says he then felt hope. Yankee says the water level started going down, and a man on the banks of the river saved them with a green extension cord.
He tied it to a tree, and he tied it to himself, and he waited out there, and he told me to grab onto that extension cord, and he told her to grab onto my back.
Yankee's trailer ended up about 400 yards downstream, and his truck was found 7 miles away. Yankee's roommate survived too, but sadly she lost grip of her dog Jack and is still searching for him. Yankee says he's grateful to be alive and to the unknown man who saved him and Alexis.
My heart and my prayers and everything goes out to everybody who lost somebody in that flood, because it was terrifying. It was fast. It caught us all off guard.
Mike Jimenez, KENS 5.
Wow, just an amazing story of survival. Now to one camp that hosts kids and adults with disabilities that's been flooded with volunteers helping to rebuild. Well, their hope is to welcome campers back to their site for the last few summer sessions. Hundreds of volunteers spent the last few days cleaning miles of debris at Camp. Some people in the community say it's too soon for the camp to reopen, but the camp's leadership says they believe families need this safe space now more than ever.
For our campers and families who don't have opportunities to go to camp anywhere else because of the severity of their disabilities or their illnesses, for the families to be able to get a break from caregiving.
The staff at Camp says they're prioritizing safety and will continue adjusting plans as needed depending on the weather. And we want to remind you, if you or anyone you know was affected by the flooding, it's important to know there is help available. The Texas Division of Emergency Management has put out a survey to help better identify damage. Cur Together posted the survey on their Facebook. You can scan the QR code on your screen and it'll take you right to their form. Once you fill it out, you'll be matched with volunteers to help meet your needs. And if you would like to help with flood recovery efforts, one way is through our KENS Cares programs. So right now you can scan the QR code on your screen to donate. Donations will go to nonprofits supporting the flood relief efforts. And thank you to your generosity to everyone who's already helped us raise more than $560,000 so far. And thanks for joining us for this week's episode of the Weekly Wrap, only on KENS 5 Plus. We'll see you again next week. Bye, guys.